Medical examiners confirmed today that there is no indication the COVID-19 vaccine was a contributing factor in the death of baseball legend and Alabama native Hank Aaron. But rumors of vaccine-related deaths continue to spread online. We've had our Verify team tackling some of the biggest claims. Here's Jason Puckett.
Verify is about adding clarity to viral claims and rumors online with full transparency. So let's start with what we're verifying. Specifically, claims that COVID-19 vaccines caused the deaths of elderly recipients, including Hank Aaron and 33 elderly patients in Norway. Why are we verifying this? Well, there have been dozens of articles and social media posts with thousands of shares, including these from Robert Kennedy Jr., claiming that COVID vaccines are linked to the deaths of elderly patients. Many are using these articles to push distrust or fear of the vaccine. To find out if this is true, we checked with the Fulton County Medical Examiner, the World Health Organization, and reports from the Norwegian Medicines Agency and Norwegian Institute of Public Health. According to the Fulton County Medical Examiner, Hank Aaron's death appears to be natural, and there is currently no indication that the COVID vaccine was a contributing factor in his death. So what about Norway? Well, it is true that around 30 people in Norway who received a COVID vaccine later passed away. And the Norwegian Medicines Institute acknowledges that certain vaccine side effects like fever and nausea, quote, could have aggravated an underlying condition in frail patients, end quote. But right now, they say there's no evidence that the vaccine directly caused any of these deaths. So how is that possible? Well, they explain that Norway is vaccinating thousands of residents of care homes right now, including elderly patients they classify as medically frail with serious underlying conditions. Quote, therefore, it is expected that deaths close to the time of vaccination may occur. To put this into perspective, even before COVID, an average of 400 people die each week in nursing homes and long-term care facilities in Norway due to their age and previous health issues. Now, the World Health Organization has also analyzed these deaths and concluded that, quote, current reports do not suggest any unexpected or untoward increases in fatalities in frail elderly individuals. So back to the claims. Did the COVID-19 vaccine cause the death of Hank Aaron and 33 elderly Norwegians? No. Health experts say any association right now with elderly deaths and COVID vaccination is speculative and unproven. And keep in mind, health officials agree that the benefits of taking the vaccine outweigh any potential risks, and they strongly urge that all elderly populations get vaccinated. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.